Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is January 13th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an earth-changing event on the date of January 14th of 2026, specifically to trigger World War III. This impending event is the fall of Iran. The Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is going to be removed from power by the CIA. This is going to stage a collapse of the Iranian government that is going to lead to U.S. intervention on the date of January 14th of 2026, specifically to start a chain reaction which results in a confrontation between Russia and China and the United States over Iran and their oil supplies. So firstly, the date of January 14th marks exactly 26,446 days since the CIA staged Operation Ajax, which was the CIA-backed coup targeting the Shah of Iran back on August 15th through 19th of 1953. 26446. So this has the number 26, which equates to the letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism, which is a political motivation. This number appears twice. And then you have the number 24, which equates to the letter X, and you have 24 twice, and two X's put together is the Star of David. And that's how we know that the first Jewish state of Switzerland is going to orchestrate the fall of Iran on the date of January 14th of 2026. You can mark it down, take it to the bank. This is when the CIA is going to move. So according to the latest reports, there are upwards of between 2,000 to 8,000 people dead in Iran. So the Israeli Mossad has infiltrated Iran, as I've previously stated in multiple videos, and they are murdering people. They are basically executing a coup as we speak, and this is going to result in the fall of the Iranian government. So according to, these are just the breaking news reports that are coming out of Iran right now. So Trump has issued a 25% tariff on anybody dealing with Iran. This is designed to isolate Iran and make any nation state that comes to Iran's aid to prevent this collapse of the Iranian regime, to basically, it's like a threat. It's like an international threat, and he is being coached by, obviously by Zionists in his cabinet. And then Trump stated in a speech today, January 13th, 2026, in Detroit, Michigan, keep protesting, help is on the way. And help on the way means that the Israeli government is going to try to seize the country of Iran, and then they're going to bait the United States into Iran. This is the whole plan. So you have Switzerland, the first Jewish state, is going to have the second Jewish state, Israel, murder a bunch of people in Iran, destabilize the government, so that the U.S. feels like it has to go in there and prevent some sort of an Islamic extremist takeover of the Iranian government and install some sort of a Western-friendly dictator. So this is what's happening. And Elon Musk is involved. He just banned the Iranian flag from Twitter, and they're going to the old Iranian flag, which is a lion with a sword. And you have to remember that the Israeli attack on Iran was called Operation Rising Lion. And so this is all orchestrated. That was back on June 13th of 2025. And so we're now at January 13th. And so it's been 7 months, and 7 equates to the letter G, which is an acronym for Jew. And that's why it's in the Freemason logo. And because it's spelled multiple different ways. And also all the media is trying to downplay the exiled prince of Iran. His name is Reza. I want to say Dalavja, and he is the exiled prince of Iran. Normally, you would think that he would be the guy that they would want to put in there, but because they're trying to, the whole goal of this is to trigger World War III, and so all the media is downplaying him. The United States has issued an evacuation order from the State Department to all Americans living in Iran to immediately evacuate, which suggests that violence is imminent. The United States has also canceled all meetings with Iranian diplomats. The EU has banned Iranian diplomats from the European Commission from appearing. As I mentioned, there's 2,000 to 8,000 people dead. They are now issuing sanctions against Iran, and their currency has apparently dropped to zero. So they're doing what they did at the Weimar Republic with Germany. They're devaluing, all the banks are devaluing the currency in order to trigger this revolution. So you have the Swiss banks in Switzerland are devaluing the Iranian currency in order to make it impossible for people to escape. They've already knocked out the internet, even though they say that Elon Musk is using his SpaceX satellites to help them with the internet. It's likely that those satellites are actually preventing communication on the ground. And then there's the rumors that the CIA, along with the Israeli Mossad, are going to execute a color revolution. And that's what's happening. This is not an organic revolution. This is a man-made U.S.-Israeli coup targeting Iran. And the goal is not to liberate Iran from the oppressive Islamic regime as they claim, but it's rather to trigger World War III with Russia. So after the overthrow of the Cuban leadership with the kidnapping of Nicolas Maduro on the 3rd of January, now they're going for broke, and they're going to take out the Khamenei and Masoud Pezeshkian, the president of Iran. They've already assassinated a bunch of Iranian. They assassinated the president of Iran previously in a helicopter crash. They assassinated Qasem Soleimani, the head of the IRGC, back in 2021, I believe. So this is a coup against Iran to trigger World War III. It's not to free the Iranian people. If that were the case, that might be a different story. But this is specifically because I read Russian newspapers, and they're all saying that Putin looks weak. And so this is a coup to basically bait Putin into forcing his hand to respond. And they're going to respond with force if the United States attacks Iran. And Putin said as much, that if the United States strikes Iran, it will be seen as an act of war. And so with the Venezuela oil cut off for Russia, if they cut off Iranian oil as well, then the Russian Federation and China will be basically left to their own oil reserves, and that puts them in a very precarious situation, economically speaking. So they have to create a scenario, and that is going to happen on the date of January 14th. And what appears to be the linchpin that the CIA is going to do is that they staged the arrest of a 26-year-old Iranian male that looks like a kid from California. He looks completely white, and he has tapered hair and dressed really nice like a Westerner. And this is the propaganda. This is the poster boy that they've chosen. His name is Irfane Soltani, and he is slated to be executed. He's a 26-year-old, and 26 equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism. So this whole political motivation behind this, and he's slated to suffer a public execution on the date of January 14th with no trial. And so what's going to happen is that they're going to murder this man that they chose out of. They already killed a bodybuilder. So they're selecting certain people in order to get the most public outrage. So the Mossad is in Iran right now selecting these people for these blood sacrifices. And this guy was evidently chosen because he looks very Western and very white. He doesn't look like a typical Iranian with a black beard and black hair. And he's going to be executed on January 14th with no trial. He's going to be hung. And so this hanging on the date of January 14th in Tehran is going to trigger a massive attack across Iran. So this is Mossad is going to go all out. And what they're likely going to do is target Iran with a direct energy weapon. So we're talking since the attack by Israel in June 13th of 2025, they've been talking about there's not enough water in Iran. And so they've shut off the water supply. And then basically, from what I understand, and I'm not there on the ground, so I don't know, but apparently the country has dried out. And so they're going to turn on the satellites, Elon Musk's SpaceX satellites, and they're going to use direct energy weapons to basically burn Iran to the ground. And this is all Israel, this is all Netanyahu, this is all CIA, this is all Mossad being directed on the ground in real time by CIA headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. And so what's going to happen is, in the aftermath of this coup on the date of January 14th, where we will likely see an unprecedented wave of terrorism strike Iran along with wildfires. And they just had this story that they put in the media about these two IDF soldiers that started this wildfire in Argentina. And so this is the cover story because Israel's about ready to light Iran on fire, and they're going to burn them alive. And this is Netanyahu about ready to commit a war crime, and he's getting his directions, and he's being authorized by CIA headquarters beneath Lake Geneva in Switzerland. So obviously this cannot be allowed to happen, because as soon as the United States gets involved, whether it be to rescue people from the fires or to prevent the collapse of the regime or to install a dictator in the aftermath of this horrific violence plan for tomorrow, January 14th, then Russia will step in, and this is going to escalate very, very, very quickly and likely trigger the mutually assured destruction scenario, whereby Russia launches a bunch of ICBMs, nuclear warhead-laden ICBMs at the United States, and vice versa, as pretext for World War III. So this is what the CIA is doing right now. They're trying to destabilize the United States with the assassination of Renee Good. They're trying to stage ice riots in the United States. They're trying to stage Iranian Revolution riots in Iran. And they're trying to destabilize both of our nations because they're trying to knock out Khomeini, in theory. He's likely Jewish, so he's likely going to get moved to Israel to a gated community, but they're trying to assassinate Trump, and they're going to do so under the guise of Iranian blowback, especially if he gets involved. So obviously this is a red alert, and I should also say that the numerology of the Operation Ajax, which was the CIA-backed coup, which I started this video, the date of January 14th marks, like I said, exactly 26,446 days. And so you have 26, which is Z, and then you have the letter 24, which is X, and then together this spells Zix, or six. And so this is 6 points on the Israeli star. So everything is blinking red for this coup. And also, if you have the last date of the coup on August 19th of 1953, you have the number 19 and you have the number 14 tomorrow. And this is the 419 numerology that's found in the creation of modern Switzerland, which was April 19th, 1878. And that is also why it's present in the Waco massacre of April 19th of 1993, as well as the Oklahoma City bombing of April 19th, the 419 numerology of 1995. So this is a blood sacrifice numerology, and so some sort of major blood sacrifice, including the life of Irfan Soltani, 26-year-old Iranian male, he's going to be part of this. This is a ancient, esoteric, ritualistic blood sacrifice, because this is for war. So this is they're going to make an example, a poster boy out of this guy tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be spared, but it's likely that the Mossad faction in Iran is orchestrating this on the ground in real time with Netanyahu and CIA headquarters in Geneva. So obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets.